CJ's podcast. It's Cole here.
And Zach.
And CJ.
And Josh.
And today we have a special guest up in the new recording area. We'll get into it later.
It's more echoey than the old one.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, okay? Bun. Today we have Ben, my brother, on the podcast.
Hello.
And it's going to be a good time.
Self-identified epic gamer.
Yeah, Ben's an epic gamer.
Oh yeah, he plays Fortnite.
I don't play Fortnite.
But you should follow his Twitch channel, BunBotTTV.
No, it's not even it. It's just Bunschmidt now.
Bunschmidt.
Bunschmidt.
Follow Bunschmidt on Twitch.
Spelled how you think it
What
is.
else?
Link in the description.
YouTube?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I zero
no link.
anything, and you should not do me because I'm trash and I'm entertaining as frick. So
What do you play on stream?
Yeah, and all the streams
Apex.
are all fuzzy.
yeah, they're fun. That's why I'm trying to do it on YouTube because Twitch is not good. I play Apex because Apex is fun.
Apex is pretty fun.
Yeah, it actually is very fun. It's more fair. It's more balanced weaponry and gameplay for everybody who's new.
I don't even play video games, so I don't
Yeah, you're terrible at anything. You play like Mario.
Yeah, Ben
games.
got his
I play
Epic
Smash.
Gaming PC
Yeah.
like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
4 months ago, I thought.
So
You
he's
got it
the
around
epic
Christmas.
gamer.
And I've been playing on Epic Gaming PCs for
Yeah, because weird flex, but okay.
a lot
Let's
of
move on.
I've been playing on my
Ben,
Epic laptop.
because you're
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah,
the
Epic
one
laptop.
That
Yeah.
the one that
Laptop.
has that's broken.
Epic basic home
Is it still
computer.
broken?
Yeah, Zach,
you're-
did your laptop, your Epic Gamer laptop that you play TF2 on, break?
Yeah, broken now. I have to.
Has to get put
It
here.
has to get fixed, and I'm waiting for a chip to arrive so they can
A
put it
chip?
in my computer, and then I get
A
it back.
chip.
A ship.
A chip.
A chip. Oh, how do you like? He's
Chip.
gonna put it on a ship. It's chip.
My motherboard is broken.
Oh, that is so sad, Zach.
How are you gonna play TF2?
I won't.
Oh no.
I can play
Sheds a
Flash
single
games
tear.
on my mom's computer.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that all you do all day now? Just play Flash games?
Is flashing the
Yeah.
thing still? Can you even play flash games?
Yeah, it will end
It ends in
December
I
2020.
thought it already ended.
No, HTML. Like most of the sites have converted all their games to HTML, not Flash. So
Yeah,
What
it's
about
okay.
like cool math games?
yeah, they
Flash
converted
servers?
all of their games to HTML.
No, I was trying to play Johnny Upgrade in web design the other day, and it wouldn't work until I allowed the Flash player. So
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's how the black.
Bro, why is flash even
doesn't
like?
work.
What are they?
you're like cool math switched it all to HTML, and then I explained this
Or-
Flash thing. And you're like, yeah, that's how Flash works. CJ,
No, I didn't say that's how Flash works. So that's how the laptops work.
it's not a laptop. CJ,
The computers,
It was
whatever the heck.
A
it is.
Chromebook
no,
computer.
I had it was on an actual computer,
Okay.
an actual PC. Except our teachers called it a CPU. She's like, the inside of this is a CPU. Or no,
Like
she's
the
like,
people
this, the legit computer is a CPU.
Like the people you verse in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
CPUs.
Like
I mean, I call them
AIs.
computers.
The CPUs.
I just call them computers.
I call them CPUs.
We
Yeah,
call them
like cool. I saw
box.
this thing on Amazon, or it's like a 3-sided wall with it's foamed, and they put it around there like.
Oh. We need to, oh yeah,
I've seen
Yeah,
those.
I saw a
before, yeah.
50-pack of foam
like squares.
squares on Amazon. It was like
Oh, that would
$65
be so much-
though.
Yeah, if we get fancy
50
squares, you gotta record though.
50-pack for
I'll get a
squares.
webcam so we can do a video, and then I can help you edit it. and
No,
stuff.
people do not get to see our faces.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
for
you can. I'll blur your face. Story.
Here, I'll just do this.
Or that. You can wear,
CJ moves his hat down.
you can wear a
It's
ski
obvious.
mask.
We moved from my room to the barn because the barn is a nice plate. It's actually
Yeah.
nice.
We got a
loft
ping
in the
pong
barn.
table.
Yeah, we got a ping pong table. We got a hammock. We got a TV,
We got a furnace.
and no one used a
Yeah.
furnace.
And we got
We got
echoey
flies,
wood
too.
floors and
Yeah.
echoey
We-
walls and
And a window that we can
ceilings
jump
and-
out of if we need to.
We've actually recorded in here once
It's
before,
so-
but none of you will hear it.
We could do egg drop challenges.
Unless.
because we
Future
don't.
content coming to you soon.
Oh, out the window.
Out the window.
Throw Ben out the window.
Yeah, we can. They can
You
just
know.
listen to us drop eggs.
Listen to us drop people.
Well, maybe that could be on my YouTube channel. We could like do
Or
a
they can be on
we could do like a
CJ's
special
podcast YouTube
No,
channel.
like a special guest CJ's podcast
Mm,
members.
Possibly.
Because
CJ's
you guys are too much of wusses to use video for your podcast.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think we should do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or some random stuff like that.
Just throw eggs out the window.
No, just like other, just random content that is entertaining for some reason.
Like YouTube exclusive content.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like every
Just, like, film a
gamer
video with
house
each
has
guest.
this content.
Okay, no one wants to listen to this.
All right,
so
no.
let's talk
Anyway,
about something
no,
else.
Talking
anyways.
about the future.
So
This barn, I gotta finish the barn. We are gonna, those squares, we'll probably invest in some of those.
They're like
Yeah.
$65 for a 50 pack.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
a
it
lot.
depends
And,
on how
Well,
big
we can probably fill it across this
Yeah.
area,
you do the ceiling.
and it'll be like a really nice
And we have carpet.
recording space. It's a big space.
also
And
have
we also
carpet.
need to get separate mics and a splitter.
Yeah,
So we
donate
can
on our
record.
Patreon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
to make long story short, we don't have money,
No, individual
which is why
mic-
you should
we need-
support
we
us
need-
on Patreon.
We need 5 mics.
Shut
You
up.
need like a USB adapter though, because
Uh-huh.
you don't have
That
enough
is
USB.
not as expensive as a mic.
Yeah, no, yeah,
then.
those aren't expensive. Like I saw these mics that are like had these individual stands that are like individual person mics, and they're like $20.
Oh yeah, we got this one. It's just we could just get a bunch of these. They're not that bad.
Well, yeah, but they're surround sound though.
They work though.
They have different modes. You can
Mm,
do direct, make it more direct.
I want to buy my own one.
So yeah, that's our business. Oh wait,
Uh,
we were going to bring up the money, and someone cut us
I
off.
was gonna say, to make a long story short, we don't have money, which is why you should, if able, support us on Patreon, which I think we have. Do we have a
Yes,
Patreon?
we have Patreon.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's really underdeveloped right now, and we will add some stuff to it
Uh-huh.
in the near
Eventually.
future. In
And
the
someday
very
we'll
near
add
future.
tiers to it.
Yeah, rewards.
Well, I mean, there was that one other episode we recorded in the barn
Oh,
that we
I know
never
we did.
upload. That could be a
That could be a
that could be
bonus
a Patreon reward.
episode.
True. Or we
Assuming
could
Cole
do
still
like
has it.
at the end of our episodes. You know how sometimes we do chords and stuff.
Yeah.
We could like sing about a Patreon, whatever. We could sing the
Patreon.
lyrics they give us.
We could do what
Sponsored by Patreon.
Yeah, you can make us a song. Maybe.
Yeah,
can-
tell us to sing a song.
Like a
and we'll do our
limerick. Write
best
us a
to
limerick,
sing.
and we will sing it.
if I can interrupt, we can do a the YouTuber Nakey Jakey.
Yeah.
We can do what he does where he sings his
Advertising.
Patreons
Oh yeah. he
supporters
sings
at the end.
in a rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, so in other news, Mike Bloomberg dropped out of the campaign.
After spending like $600 million
Fine.
on
I am
ads.
again asking for you to vote.
No, that was Bernie who was like, "I am again asking for blank."
That was Buddy Sanders.
Bloomberg was the
I
guy
don't know
who
why
was
I didn't
like,
think of that, but it did.
Bloomberg was the guy who was like, "Yes, if I fill every video on the entirety of YouTube with my ads, everyone will vote for me."
Bloomberg, bro, what's wrong?
Or it'll turn everybody off.
Yeah, Miss.
Yeah, because he spent $600 million out of his.
Mike
Mike
Bloomberg will work
billions
to
of
make the minimum
dollars.
wage $15 an hour.
Mike
Dumbest
abolished
thing
the
I've ever
Second
heard.
Amendment. Bloomberg.
I mean, I would enjoy some $15 an hour, but
Yeah, that's so dumb. How much so?
Except
Like,
I would just
in
increase
real time,
inflation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be
so-
good for a bit, and then it would become like interwar Germany.
was Super Tuesday supposed to figure out who the actual candidate is?
No, it was just a day that a lot of primaries are held on.
Voting?
Yeah, primaries.
Do they do it separately in certain states?
Yes, they vote for the candidate in primaries and caucuses, and a majority. I don't know. The biggest day for them is on Super Tuesday.
Was that the most states that do it?
Yeah,
How many states are left?
I don't know.
Is it a lot?
I don't know. I haven't been listening to NPR recently.
Neither have I.
Come on, big pop.
I've been listening
Listening
to
to-
symphonies.
I've been listening, same, and podcasts.
Symphonies and actual regular music. I know, right?
Yeah, just
It's weird.
music and
Just albums. Ben is showing a big Austin.
It's a circular mic.
No, look at the mic and Okay, so it's basically what it is.
Who
I'm
sent
gonna
you that?
it's Adam. So basically what it is he my good friend, he got a pack of Mike and Ikes, right,
Right.
dude.
Yeah, I
He
got
took them
you,
out and
brother.
he's got a normal size, decent size, pill size Mike and Ike, right?
Yeah.
And he pulls out another Mike and Ike that's not pill sized, decent sized, but it is only a mere
Round
rat
circles.
dropping size.
Dude, I get those in like every pack. I don't know what you're.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't know why
a,
that's
it's
so
like a
special.
nerd.
Mike and
bro.
Ike's are my favorite candies.
So notice
Same.
how I
They're
I
usually my favorite.
Yeah, same.
Mike and
How-
Ike's and Swedish Fish.
Okay, my favorite is sour gummy worms, but Mike and Ike's is second.
I'll after work I'll just buy a pack of Mike and Ike's and eat them
Imagine
all on
working.
the way home. Imagine being able to drive and having money and a relationship and
Imagine having to brag to people to try and increase your opinion of yourself.
I can see a tear rolling down Cole's cheek.
Yeah, see, good job, Zach. Explain what was
Imagine
happening
needing to
in
justify
the room.
your
so
position in
laughing.
society with material gains.
CJ, I'm gonna open the window so you can exit.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite candy, Zach?
My favorite candy
It's
is
about 10 feet, 15, 20 feet maybe.
You
I
take
don't
the
know.
carpet with you. It'll help you.
it's Reese's peanut butter cups.
You
That's
can
my
land on the
favorite.
hood of my car.
My favorite candy
We're
is
having-
probably peanut M&Ms.
Hey, it wasn't your turn. It was CJ's turn.
I didn't know CJ was.
Yeah, we're going in
Yeah.
a circle, Ben.
Oh, my bad. I was too worried about the jumping out the window thing.
What's your favorite candy, CJ?
My favorite candy is Almond Joy.
Almond Joys are.
But
okay,
my-
CJ, you
that's-
don't even like almonds.
except you like the one of 10.
I don't like
Is that what you
plain
said?
almonds.
Yeah, you don't like plain
But
almonds.
he likes them when they're joyful,
Have
though.
you ever had them like covered in stuff? Almonds?
What?
Like sugary stuff.
Like
Yeah.
when it's
Remember when we went to that Christmas
Yeah, I was
place?
just gonna bring that
was
up.
so
When we
good.
we had roasted
Yeah, I've
almonds
had,
at
like-
this Christmas place. They were amazing.
I had like some kind of nut covered in cinnamon because like it was when we went to art
Just
prize in 8th
cinnamon
grade.
or
Oh yeah, I had those too.
Yeah.
Big Hoss, what's your
Well,
favorite candy?
We
I
already went
already
over
told-
this.
I
You just
already-
were on your phone and not paying attention.
Yeah, I
already
wasn't
said
paying
this.
attention. Ben, what is your favorite candy?
Oh my god.
Peanut M&Ms. I like peanut M&Ms. For Easter, I'm gonna get an entire basket of just like screw the jelly beans. No, it's just gonna be peanut M&Ms.
Just give me all the jelly beans.
No,
You know
I'm not
Peeps?
getting any jelly beans. I'm getting peanut M&Ms.
You I know what?
You know the Peeps, those
Yeah.
marshmallows.
Those
Yeah,
kind of
they get stale after a day,
They're
even if
kinda
they're in the
gross. It's
package.
too much.
I know they're kind of gross, but they're kind of good.
Zach, I know you like Reese's because I went in your car once and there was like 50 packs and just on your passenger seat floor.
No, it was just a king size wrapper.
It was the Krabby Patty gummy wrappers that were in your car
Yeah.
that one time.
Who actually likes those gummy things?
Me.
I love them.
I
They're so
love 'em.
good.
I love gummy things.
Gummies are my favorite candy.
Yeah, I
Anything,
That's
yeah,
why I like-
chocolate versus like
Gummy. I would.
chewy, gummy,
Fruit.
hard.
I mean, yeah, I'll take
Fruity.
taffy over. Like, I'll take like a sucker over chocolate.
Chocolate's like a 1 compared to like the 10 that is all other candy.
Fruit candies.
Like if you offer me like one bubblegum Dum Dum sucker versus like a king size Hershey's chocolate bar, I'd take the sucker. 'Cause
You would?
Yeah, I
I
would.
mean, I'd probably take
It's
the
too much
Hershey's.
chocolate, dude.
Oh,
I
chocolate's
guess-
great.
I
If
can't
I had
eat-
water, I would eat the Hershey's.
Kind of like mom. She doesn't like chocolate either. I like chocolate. I just don't like it by itself. I don't like straight chocolate that much.
I do, but I like
Usually.
hard candies.
I like milk
I like
chocolate. I
hot
don't
candy
like
more.
dark chocolate at all.
What's even the difference?
Yeah, same Zach.
Dark
Uh,
chocolate is
is just
richer.
gross.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
difference
stronger.
between milk and dark chocolate is the amount of actual cocoa that's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
Dark chocolate
chocolate.
takes a bit.
Yeah.
I've
tastes
had
a bit more bitter.
100%
Yeah.
cocoa
Oh my
chocolate.
God.
So have you,
So
CJ?
yeah, I got
It's
tricked into
disgusting.
eating.
I
Yeah,
hate
so have I.
chocolate.
In kindergarten, I had to eat.
Yeah,
that.
it was.
My friend used to be addicted to that stuff for some reason. It's disgusting.
My philosophy is as long as it has sugar, it's good.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I'll eat it.
So like you just eat raw honey, probably.
Oh yeah, guys, I have a fun
Raw
fact
honey.
about sugar. So powdered sugar, we looked it up today. It's actually made out of a lot of cornstarch, bro. Like what you do is you take the regular sugar and the cornstarch and you put it in a blender and you just blend it for a really long time, and you take it out and you
Why are you laughing?
and then you take it out and you like sift it like 17 times. So you're basically eating 50%
What is
cornstarch.
Wait, what does that make? Sugar?
Powdered sugar.
Powdered
Powdered
sugar.
sugar.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can use to make sugar, like beets.
What is so
Pain.
funny, Zach? Stop
Honey.
laughing.
Honey is a good
I'm not laughing at
alternative.
any
Okay, we
sugar.
can't have two conversations at the same
For
time.
some reason,
sorry.
Zach Wallace started
This is
laughing
like the
when I-
entire podcast episode.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Had
matter.
Two conversations going
It
the
is
whole
actually.
time.
Alright.
Yeah.
CJ, did you have a joke you wanted to tell?
Yeah, I have a joke. Cole, this might require a small bit of editing for one single word.
Okay.
It is not the same word that I said in episode 1, though. Alright, anyway, so. I gotta take a moment because I think about it and I start playing. Alright, so there's a forest. In this forest, there's a stream. And
Speak up.
there's a. Alright, so there's a forest. In the forest is a stream, and there's a fly hovering over that stream. And what the fly doesn't know is that there's a fish in the stream watching the fly. And that fish is thinking. And
Oh
instead,
my
that
God.
fish is looking at that fly and
Why?
thinking,
I've heard this joke so many times, and so now I'm just gonna take a little walk and then come back.
You distracted me, but
Yeah,
okay.
you ruined
Bye,
it.
Zach.
That was really stupid.
Now we have to start over, CJ.
Alright.
Go ahead and start over so that the viewers can listen to the entire joke and enjoy it.
Okay.
Its fullness.
So CJ, you have a joke to tell us?
Yes.
Yeah, I would really love to hear your
So-
jokes,
I wonder if
CJ.
he's making
Alright.
footsteps.
So there's a forest. In this forest, there's a stream, and hovering over the stream is a fly. However, what the fly doesn't know, there's a fish in the stream watching the fly, and that fish is looking at the fly and thinking, if that fly drops 6 inches, I'm going to be able to jump up and get the fly, and I'm going to have myself a really nice meal. But what the fish doesn't know, is that there's a bear watching the fish watching the fly. And that bear is thinking, if that fly drops 6 inches, the fish is going to jump and get the fly, and I'll be able to go and get the fish, and I'm going to have myself a really nice meal. What the bear doesn't know is that there's a hunter eating a sandwich, watching the bear, watching the fish, watching the fly. And that hunter's thinking, if that fly drops 6 inches, the fish is going to get the fly, the bear is going to get the fish, and I'll be able to set down my sandwich and shoot the bear. I'm going to have myself a really nice meal. Now what the hunter
way you
doesn't
say
know...
a really nice meal
Now
just
Just
makes
eat
me
the
so happy.
sandwich.
Now, what the hunter doesn't know is that there's a mouse watching the sandwich in the hunter's hand, watching the bear, watching the fish, watching the fly. And that mouse is thinking, if that fly drops 6 inches, fish is going to get the fly, bear's going to get the fish, hunter's going to set down the sandwich and shoot the bear, I'm going to get on that sandwich, and I'm going to have myself a really nice meal. What the mouse doesn't know is that there's a cat watching the fly, watching the fish, watching the bear. There's a cat watching the mouse, watching the fly, watching the fish, watching the bear, watching the hunter, watching the
Sandwich.
No, you mixed that up.
I got
There's a
it.
cat watching the
There's
mouse.
a
watching
cat
the
watching the
sandwich.
mouse, watching the sandwich, watching the hunter, watching the bear, watching the fish, watching the fly. And that cat is thinking, if that fly drops 6 inches, the fish is going to jump up and get the fly, the bear is going to get the fish, the hunter's going to set down a sandwich and shoot the bear, mouse is going to get a sandwich, and I'm going to jump down and get that mouse, and I'm going to have myself a really nice meal. And then it all happens. The fly,
Oh, it happened?
Yeah, it happens. The fly drops 6 inches. Fish gets the fly. Bear goes and gets the fish. Hunter sets down a sandwich and shoots the bear. The mouse gets the sandwich. And then the cat jumps for the mouse, but it all goes wrong. The cat misses the mouse and lands in the stream and gets absolutely soaked. And I think there's something to be learned about life from that joke. And you just, no matter where you are and what you're doing, whenever a fly drops 6 inches, a wet.
That's so joke.
I get it,
Oh my
CJ.
God.
That's
That
so-
is so bad.
Yeah.
My dad listens to this podcast.
That's why you're gonna have to edit
I'll
that
just
bit.
edit the entire punchline. So it's like 5 minutes
Edit
of you
the
explaining
entire
this stupid-
I was laughing like that's the joke.
Alright.
Joke
I'm glad-
over?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Zach, the joke's over.
Okay.
I'm glad we invited Ben to this podcast so that CJ can tell a forever long joke.
I was hitting.
That was not
Okay,
necessary,
I'm
man.
back. I couldn't stand that joke
Stop.
because it takes too long, and I've heard it 20 times.
Wow, that's a lot of minutes.
And you
I'm
don't
listening
have
to
you
that
can
joke.
cut pieces off of it. I bet a fly would eat the fish.
I was thinking like a frog was just gonna come up and eat the fly, and it'd all.
There was no frog, man.
I know, but that's the point. It just come out of nowhere, and like the whole thing would be
Oh.
ruined.
Yeah.
The whole chain reaction.
Alright. So anyone else got any interesting stories or jokes or anything?
No.
Ben, this is your podcast, so
It's not
whatever
my
you want to
podcast.
get out to our audience.
Let's ask Ben some interview questions. Let's
Yeah.
interview Ben.
This is interview questions. Ben, how old are you?
15.
Oh, you're 15.
I'm 15 years
I thought
old.
you were 14.
I'm 15, bruh.
Then, why is trumpet the worst instrument?
I can't answer that. Because I don't know.
It is the
Because
worst
it
instrument.
I don't know the answer.
Why is
Trumpet
bass
sucks.
clarinet the
Trumpet
best
does
instrument?
Trumpet is cool. It's
Bass.
cool though.
It's cool, but it sucks.
It's cool. It actually takes effort.
The best instrument in band
And
is
correct.
either clarinet or
The
French
clarinets in our
horn.
band are trash.
Except the French horns in our band are kind of not the best in the world.
Okay, good bias question, CJ. Anything else?
What do you mean?
Let's hope they just don't
biased?
listen to this podcast. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
up interview questions for podcasts.
Interview questions.
I have would you rather questions already pulled up.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
Okay, Ben, would you rather have 3 feet or 3 hands?
3 hands.
Yeah, probably 3 hands.
That was a question for Ben Cole.
Well, I want
No,
to
3 hands, because I don't really need any more feet, bro.
What'll 3 feet do for you?
Nothing.
They'll let you get around faster.
Oh,
You
you
can-
can,
you
you
can-
can kick
wait.
someone while walking.
You can walk like
But
I don't
hangs
know. I
like
feel like there's some way you could walk like that's extra awesome.
I mean, it's just it
Yeah,
says
on
3
the
feet
side
though.
of
It
the
doesn't necessarily
wall,
say
yeah.
there's a leg attached to that foot.
You could walk on
Oh,
the
yeah,
side
yeah.
of the wall.
I could eat
Imagine
my,
your 2 main feet
On the
Dude,
wall.
on the wall, and then your other foot bouncing you on the ground.
Yeah.
So you're just sideways, and the other foot's just like. You're
no, but you'd
supposed
still tip over though.
to. Not if it
You
was
could walk
like,
on the
Depends
ceiling.
on where your foot is.
If your leg could bend like
if your
that.
leg could bend 180 degrees or
Yeah.
pi radians,
Um,
it would
yeah, that would have come in handy yesterday when I was trying to eat my cookie and play at the same time. Because I could have played Apex and eat my cookie at the same time.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Dude,
you were
I
an
was
epic
eating
gamer.
an ice cream bar while playing Apex with you.
Wow.
I want an ice cream bar now.
I can't have ice cream.
Okay,
cream
next
bar is
next
so
question. Next question.
Would you rather know how you are going to die or when you are going to die?
I was at work and I was asking people this question.
I feel like how, because I would be stressing over when my
But
entire life.
If you knew how, like car accident, you could just try to avoid all cars.
Yeah, but then that's all you would
But
think
it's still
about.
gonna
and it would
happen.
happen anyways, and that would suck so much.
Yeah,
And you don't know when it
you-
would happen.
You would stress like no matter what. Like, cause if you knew when you were gonna die, that'd be like.
Yeah, but then you could prepare for it instead of just being.
I guess,
like,
yeah,
But
actually,
if
that's
that is
true.
when you're going to die, it is
Instead
going
of-
to happen.
Instead of always looking out for the situation when you're gonna die, you just know
because
when
it
you're
always
gonna die
happens.
and you can
I can't
prepare
remember-
for it
Yeah,
instead
it was like
instead of just like trying to prevent.
I can't remember. It was like the Raven, like that's like the Raven, like I can't remember what it was called, Raven's Home or something. Where like they like he had the psychic visions, but they always tried to make the stuff not happen. Yet it always happens. But they always try to avoid it, and them trying to avoid it caused
There's a lot of shows like that.
Yeah, and them trying to avoid it made it happen every single time.
yeah, there's a movie that just came out. Like, it was like a countdown app.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And everyone got this app, and it said when they were gonna die. And then there was this girl who looked at hers, and it was like
3 hours, I think.
3 hours
Yeah.
or something. And so she was trying to avoid it, but then this monster came out to try and kill her because
Yeah,
she was
she's-
trying to avoid it.
Imagine
It was kind of stupid, but it was
Yeah,
kind
that
of
kind
creepy.
of ruins it. But okay, yeah, it's relevant.
it like I can't explain it. It like knows. It already knows so far ahead. Like that when you look at it, when you look at your timer, it's like based on your reactions from seeing the timer, you're gonna die from that.
Yeah,
That's kinda funny.
Or you know the movie Happy Death Day?
No.
Explain it,
I-
Zach.
I watched that movie on the airplane to Costa Rica, and it's kind of cheesy, but it was about this girl who, there's this guy coming after her that keeps on killing her, but every time he kills her, she wakes up at the beginning of the day. So
Oh,
it's like the
that's-
movie Groundhog Day,
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
I know
that
what
would
you mean.
suck.
and so she has to try and figure out who her killer is.
And how she can die.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it's kind of funny.
But
That'd be-
seriously, imagine it's like, when am I gonna die? And it's just like a couple days from now. That'd be so stressful.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it was like in a lot of years, then you would probably forget about it when you were an old person.
You would
No, you
definitely
would
not
not.
forget about that.
I mean, if you
Unless you had a disability.
if you become really senile and you like get dementia, you're sure to forget about that.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
All right.
Make it one that can spark a good conversation, not
Kind of
just
like that question.
yeah, like
Kinda
that
like the
question.
last
Nice
question.
nice one, Zach. Good job, Zach Wallace.
This one's easy. Would you rather be trapped in a small?
What did we just say?
I was
How about you let him read the question
How-
before you start judging, Cole?
Would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes, or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes?
Oh my God.
That's so stupid.
That's a stupid question.
A room of tarantulas, because tarantulas don't do anything to
10
you.
minutes, not that
I don't want
long.
them on me.
I mean, the thing is, it's 10,000 of
Just
them.
wear like a lot of clothes.
Yeah, my
Yeah, but
last-
how
Yeah,
big is
I
the
would
room?
definitely
Oh,
rather
small
be in the
room.
room.
Wear like
There's
wear like a snowsuit or something.
yeah, if you could wear clothes, then yes, I would do that.
But you need to be a professional eater to eat 10 tarantulas.
You could like deep fry them or something stupid like that.
Freaking Chinese.
I mean, yeah, to be
people
fair, it
fight all
doesn't
the
say
time.
that they have to be, like, raw or anything.
Yeah, make them taste good.
Then maybe I would
Dip 'em
down
in
with that.
chocolate.
Chinese cultured people.
Or ranch.
Not to be racist.
Ranch.
Ranch
Ranch or chocolate?
or ketchup.
Ranch
Ketchup
and
goes-
chocolate.
Ketchup
Ranch
does
and
not
chocolate
go.
Ketchup
and
goes with
blue
mac- it
cheese.
does-
Boys,
right.
it's
Ketchup does not go with salad at all.
Ranch goes with
Does that-
everything.
ranch or
goes-
chocolate goes with everything.
Ranch doesn't go with chocolate though.
That's a twist, Ben. Good job.
It
you
could,
got
Ben.
it.
Does it?
No,
Does
that's
it?
the point.
That's an opinion.
Okay, next question. Next
It
question.
could, but
Let me find one.
Everything.
yeah, except for my age, my opinion, it's facts. Because my birth certificate says so.
Ben.
That you weren't there when you were born.
Yeah, but oh well.
What's it like knowing all four of us and having to know all four of us and having to wait for me to take you home and stuff like that?
Kind of sucks because you take forever talking to your special friend, and it's and knowing Zach's extra a little bit.
No,
Zach's special needs, guys. Just
He's
saying.
not special.
I'm not special needs.
He's got
Ah!
no, it's.
Nah.
I mean, it definitely made math class in my math class because like I'm not trying to flex, and this is not a flex, but I'm in algebra 2, and so I don't know anybody. But I had Zach. It was kind of a win-lose situation though. But
You're
like,
a freshman and we're juniors.
Yeah, that's the win part of it. The lose part of it is I couldn't focus.
Because Zach is a
Bro, what about CJ?
Wee, shiny.
Have you ever had to
What do you have to say about
Talk-
CJ and
talk
me?
about the
Oh,
times
Big
when Zach
Hoss
had
is
to take
Big Hoss is a great Apex because he's like the only other person I know that has a PC. Everybody else has a freaking PlayStation. And
Or a
CJ is just
laptop.
really cool. He's really good at basketball. Apparently, I learned today.
I learned that today as well.
Yeah.
I don't like play any kind of sports. I don't know
You should
how
play
I
sports.
suddenly became good at
You should play
basketball. Or,
sports, CJ.
We had some
We already-
outdoor adventures before this podcast.
yeah, I snapped a tree branch.
We climbed a tree.
We had Instagram pictures with Cole.
I took
We
on my
climbed
story.
a tree.
On my story, I took a picture of you taking a picture.
I know, I saw it. What about times when you have to ride home with Zach?
Those are the best. The mom arm. Every time we turn out of freaking the school, you're just like, oh my god, man!
Zach is literally I've driven with Zach twice. And the
when you
first
drive,
time,
it's
he
great.
didn't know the laws, and he was in the middle of the road, and the guy across the street had a stop sign. He was like, oh no, but he's turning right. Even though I'm in the middle of the road, I have to stop. Because he's turning right. So he has the right of way, and it's a two-way stop. But it's okay, Zach, I'm not mad. You had your license for like a day. Zach,
It's okay,
didn't you?
because I failed my
with-
driver's
Cole
test
with
the
all
first
his
time.
humble
How did you
brags.
fail your driver's test, Zach?
Because I did an illegal left turn.
I thought it was because like you.
They didn't-
I turned
there
left
was-
on red.
yeah.
They didn't even tell me how many points I had on my
Oh,
exam,
that
on my
sucks.
test.
Teddy,
But I
Teddy,
passed.
my friend Teddy did his driver's test
Teddy.
recently, and he got 17 points, I think.
I would,
And he failed the first time.
The only thing they said about mine was I was going 5 miles per hour under the speed limit for like a minute.
What is wrong? It's a speed limit. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
like
what.
a,
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not
if
like
you're
a
going too
speed
slow-
exact.
Well, no, if you're going too slow, you can also pull over. That's part of why.
Yeah, isn't it
it's-
like 5?
That's part of why you can't
It's like
always like
10.
drive a tank
Yeah,
in
I was-
public.
I was going like 3
Unfortunately.
miles
Yeah, but
under.
You're allowed to drive a tractor.
15 it's like 15 under, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why it is.
Like
you
on
can
the
drive a
highway,
tractor
you can
but
go
not a tank.
55 minimum.
Why am I
You
driving
don't know.
it?
You don't know why we can drive tractors and not tanks.
Well, I mean, no, the thing
Tanks
is,
are
no,
more.
you can legally drive a tank in the U.S. if
It
it
just has
has
to be
if the
fast.
treads are made of rubber and like you can't have ammo and you gotta do something to
Yeah,
the gun.
ammo in it. Oh,
Why not,
And you've
CJ?
got to do something to the main gun to make sure it can't fire. But like you can own
So then
and
what's
drive
the
a
point
tank.
of driving it
in
on
well,
the
the
can,
road?
US.
can a tank
Lots of
even
renewable
stay on the right
Is
side
it-
of the road, or does it take up the entire road?
It depends on the tank.
Well, then you should be able to drive it if it takes up the whole road, though.
Well, it depends on the tank because like
Well, yeah.
a heavy tank or an SPG is probably going to take up more space than like a Panzer One.
Yeah.
Isn't there an HGTV show that's like they have small houses and they like drive them everywhere?
Tiny
and then
house
That's
hunters.
called an
And then they like
RV.
take up the entire road. It's not like an RV, but it's just like a house on a trailer,
House
and it
mover.
takes and they like put it down. And I remember specifically, it's like they take up the whole entire private street.
Yeah.
Was it just like tiny house hunters?
I don't
Is that
remember
what it is?
exactly
It
what
was
the show
something,
was, but
it was
'Cause
like
we might.
no,
or
it's
like,
they don't they like bid on the house or something, and then like move the location.
I don't remember. But it's like small houses, and they fit on a trailer, and they drive, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
My mom watches those shows all the time. HGTV.
I'm pretty
That's
sure all
she
moms watch HGTV all the
Uh.
time.
Earlier this week, I found out British people are bad at making pretzels.
Oh yeah, I know
Makes you
that.
say that.
My mom has been watching the Great British Baking Show recently on Netflix, and in one episode or something, one of the things I had to make was I had to make pretzels, and they were like, all of us here except for Ben, we've made pretzels before. They didn't know how to like twist the pretzel. They didn't know how long to put it into the.
You don't even know how to twist it.
Baking
You know
soda.
how it looks.
I feel
Make
like
it look like.
Wait,
a
they were
pretzel
like,
at least.
how do I twist it? And they were like putting it in. They were leaving it in the
How
pot
do
of.
I twist this pretzel?
How do I twist the pretzel?
How do I
And-
twist the pretzel?
They were like putting it. They were like.
That's the Australian.
That's Australian.
Like-
Then they were putting it in the in the baking soda bath for like minutes at a time rather than 10 seconds per side. And yeah,
I feel like I probably made pretzels before. Actually.
Did I leave when you guys had to put it in the baking soda?
Yeah.
you left like a
That
pleb.
was sad.
It wasn't that difficult to make pretzels.
I remember I
It
It just
tasted
takes them
great.
forever because you have to like.
Yeah. Did Zach give you your pretzel?
Yeah, it was good.
remember that one mall we always went to when we were kids that had like the sculpture of a half of an avocado.
What?
The big mall.
You got to give me more than that.
It was like I just remember there was a
yes,
sculpture.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember there was a pretzel place. It might have been Auntie Annie's. It
Annie's.
might have been, but I don't know if it was the same. And like every time
Annie's.
Auntie Annie's, every time they
Annie's.
made pretzels, I got super hyped because like, bro, look at the twists.
Yeah, they make it so long and they can twist it in like a second.
it's really cool.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's like a special
It's
way you can
cool.
do it where you
Swoop pretzel.
where you like flip the ends of the dough or whatever and it twists itself.
Yeah.
Remember Dr. Doofenshmirtz who
Really?
couldn't make a
Doofenshmirtz
regular
easily.
pretzel, but he could make literally any other shape out of a pretzel.
And yet somehow
No.
that didn't like take off into a successful business. And the most recent thing I've seen of Dr. Doofenshmirtz was the one of that part of the one episode where he had like records glued to his hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I got-
platypus.
I got-
There's a
controlling-
platypus controlling me.
What?
Don't stop.
My
don't
teacher's a
stop.
panda.
And
My
then-
teacher's a panda.
and
Bro,
the-
I think.
and yeah, and then
Platypus
they
is a
used
reference
platypus
for
as a
anything that's
metaphor.
keeping you
you
down.
down.
The
My teacher's
The
government.
like-
corporations are a platypus. Society's a platypus. My
The
teacher is a
government-
We all
platypus.
got a platypus controlling us. We all got a platypus controlling us.
Yeah, the government.
No, it's only me. I only have a platypus controlling me.
Bro, I remember.
Platypus controlling me.
I saw a meme recently. It was just a picture of Dr. Doofenshmirtz's like, I don't know what you call it. It's a building, and
Yeah.
it's just like comment down
Doofenshmirtz
below
Evil
if you can hear this
Incorporated.
meme. It's just-
Oh yeah, because it's the intro music. Doofenshmirtz quality bratwurst. I was on a
yeah.
Hey
that
Cole,
show.
Cole,
What?
are you a boy or are you a schnitzel? Are you a man or are you a schnitzel? When you had to go off the high dive.
Doofenshmirtz is
The
so
thing is, a schnitzel is a cut of was a way of making pork, I think.
What, CJ?
That is
Schnitzel
so
is
cool,
a type of
CJ.
pork.
Wow.
There's a
Or a way of
TikTok.
making-
Have
meme
you ever
going
made a
around with
schnitzel?
things.
No, I have not, but I've eaten Wiener Schnitzel before.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was like
Oh.
schnitzel on a stick, and it was delicious.
I don't know what schnitzel is.
It's
It's
pork.
pork.
Well, yeah, but
Ben.
okay.
You cook it in a
Why
certain
isn't
way,
it just pork?
and it's schnitzel.
So
Because
it's like-
you gotta.
the
So it's
schnitzel
like
is-
medium well, like.
No.
Do you know what kind of way it's cooked in?
Wait, no. Wait, just a minute. I've got
Oh,
a good question for you. How do you guys like your steak?
This is so irrelevant, CJ. We were talking about videos.
medium.
No, we're talking
I
about
don't
steak
like.
now.
We were talking about pork.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, we're talking about pork.
You just
How
weren't
do I
paying
like-
attention, Cole.
Okay.
Alright,
Sorry.
so how do you guys like your steak? Because
Uh,
I personally prefer mine to be medium well or just a medium.
Medium.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, I don't like. Like, see, that's the thing about next day steak is that's what it is. It's not pink.
I like
Next
it.
day
That's
steak
what-
is so good.
But next day steak is the best.
I-
If there's still pink on it the day before.
Just get a
Because-
steak at a restaurant,
And
eat the
don't
mashed,
eat it.
eat like the potatoes and the green beans or whatever you get with it, or your broccoli, and then leave the steak. Take it home. Put some butter on a
Put
pan.
like too
cut
much
up
butter on
steak.
your pan.
Yes, too much butter.
And do
Butter
like
on a pan.
do like the Mario Party style steak.
But yeah, you gotta twist it and get it all perfectly around.
Yeah.
And then you gotta put the steaks in. Literally just cook them up in that pan, and boom, you
And
got
make
the
sure you
best
cut them in
steak you've
cubes though,
ever
because
had.
otherwise you can't get all the sides evenly done. Because if it's like a
A triangle,
parallelogram or
a parallelogram.
what's it called?
Parallelogram.
What's it called? The
A rhombus?
no,
A
it's the one
pyramid?
that has one pair of parallel sides.
A,
Trapezoid.
Yeah, trapezoid shape. It doesn't work that way.
yeah,
How are you able to cut a piece of meat into a perfect trapezoid?
No, not a perfect trapezoid. No, trapezoids don't work. They're annoying to next day steak cook. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
so I mean, Big Hoss and Zach haven't said how they like their steak.
Medium rare.
Medium.
I don't.
Same
I
as
don't
CJ.
steak.
You don't like steak?
No,
You guys
I
like
just
steak?
I just haven't had very much steak at all.
What do
Oh,
you
you
get
gotta have a
instead?
steak.
Like if you go to
Instead,
a nice
where?
restaurant and if you're gonna get like
Applebee's.
Just don't.
what do you get at restaurants?
Applebee's.
if you're willing.
Not steak.
What do you ever
Just
get? Like what's the nice
anything.
stuff you get at restaurants?
Just anything. Whatever I
No.
want.
Chicken strips.
Whatever sounds good.
Steak never sounds good to you?
I usually get
No, it's
fish
just
over
a
steak
slab of meat.
Yeah.
because I like fish a
It's
lot.
just the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I tend to get
in everybody.
Unless I went to a particularly fancy
It's just
restaurant,
one
I got salmon.
Salmon's so good.
Yeah. I once had salmon burgers and all. I've had salmon steak before as well.
I don't know why.
And also
But,
salmon with crab stuffed inside of it.
I don't know why, but fish are kind of gross if they're not.
Zach, get your foot away from
Like-
me.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Like I hate. Like I love it. I love fish, but I also hate fish because like fish sticks. You know, there's a good amount of breading in each slice of fish that you eat, and so it's so much better. But like just like fish, like deep fried fish, it's just gross.
It's
I
so
mean,
good.
fried fish is
It's not-
pretty
I don't
good,
like-
but I mainly like when it's a
Or yeah, fried
fillet.
fish or whatever.
Or fish and chips. Fish
Fish
and
and
You guys
chips
wanna-
is pretty good if
Fish
the
and
fish
chips
isn't
is
too
so
big.
good.
Isn't that just
If it doesn't,
French fries?
if like the breading doesn't fall off the fish,
And
because that's the thing that makes
fish.
me mad the most.
Well,
I
honestly,
went-
my favorite fish and chips was,
There's not-
it was like Alaskan cod. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what all fish. Well, it's all cod. I don't know if the
Yeah, usually
Alaskan
it's
makes
cod.
it fancy or something.
Well, Alaskan cod are probably a bit different from like English cod.
Yeah.
It is Lent, and on Friday I went to a fish fry, and it was so good.
Well, I've
Perhaps
got a
right.
fun fact about Lent. According to the Pope or Rome or whatever,
Wait.
beavers count as fish during
Is
Lent.
that word?
Beavers?
I don't
Yes,
know.
you can eat a beaver during Lent, and you are not breaking the rules of Lent.
Yeah, beavers are lame.
Because, like, back
Beavers
in
aren't meat.
the idea was back in the
Neither are
colonial,
fish, apparently.
back in the colonial
Yeah.
era, the Pope at the time decided to make beavers like acceptable for Lent for like people living out in like Canada and stuff who were trapping beavers, so they would be able to eat something and not starve to death.
I guess that makes
Did
sense.
you go to the fish fry with the live performers from high school?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
Their show was in like Grand Rapids.
Mm.
There's one across with a tank in front of it.
The Legion?
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd they get the tank
It was
there?
good.
You think they drove it?
Yes.
I was thinking, what if we played bagpipes there at a fish fry? That'd be cool.
They
I
have
don't
a
play
fish
fry
bagpipes.
at,
Bagpipes are just stupid.
Jackson Street Hall,
Oh, really?
which is where we.
Do they ever play
practice.
bagpipes there?
No.
For it? We should
No.
invite ourselves.
That's not how it works, Cole. You can't
Imagine
just
being the
invite
guy that walks
yourselves
into a
to
restaurant with the bagpipes and just
Plays.
screeching.
We were at practice,
Yeah.
and they were like,
Especially if it's bagpipes.
they have a good fish fry here tomorrow.
Hey Zach, you want to go to a fish fry on Friday?
On Friday.
Friday.
Fish
Yeah.
Friday.
Fish fries cost
I
money.
work Fridays.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Oh, okay.
He does.
So no.
Works at
I never
McDonald's
have time on Fridays and Saturdays now because my work gave me Fridays and Saturdays.
It's because you don't work. If you're gonna get a shift, so you have to get the bag.
Well, they had me on Wednesday and Friday, which was okay, but
Why does the Legion even have a massive tank out front of it? Anyways?
Pretty much like the tank in front of the Legion is from Vietnam. Basically, like after a while, tanks become obsolete, and so they're usually either like turned into scrap, like disassembled for parts and scrap, or they'll be decommissioned and usually sent to like a museum or a Legion thing. I've seen
Museum.
American Legion.
Museum.
I've seen American Legion posts that have had like planes and stuff outside of them as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, usually it's a tank. They used to drive the tank during like the 4th of July and Memorial Day parades, but they didn't have the right treads on it or whatever, so it was tearing up the roads
Oh yeah, I had that problem.
because of its
once.
weight.
You
What?
did?
Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
had the
about?
wrong treads. So did Wally one time in the movie Wally. He had
The
the wrong
movie
treads.
Wall-E.
Not
That's my
treads,
favorite.
tracks. I mean, it's a track.
He had to switch it out with a dead Wally that was in the junk pile, and then it was so much better.
Wally
Oh,
is
yeah.
so awesome.
Wall-E is a great movie.
It is.
Pixar movies make me cry.
why?
I don't know.
I
They're just
haven't
good.
cried at a movie in a long time.
Same.
The closest I've come in recent memory to like crying at a show or something was in the series Planet Earth 2, in their episode about cities. There was this scene with like a bunch of baby turtles that they hatch at night and they use the light of the moon reflecting off the ocean to find their way to the ocean.
And the birds get
But because of the city that right behind the beach, like so many, like a bunch of the turtles, they think that the lights of the city are the light, and they turn around and go away from the beach, and like basically just was like all these shots of like the baby turtles like falling into the sewers and sitting out in the middle of the road and everything.
Like an actual documentary.
Okay,
Yeah,
First
I
of
saw
that's
that
scary.
one.
It
It bothers me that they
I saw
record
that
it and don't
episode.
do anything about it. Like
Oh,
they're
really?
there, they're just chilling there with their cameras. Bro, he's about to die. And they just
That's true. That's so true. I didn't ever think of it that way.
cameras
Dude, I
out.
remember an episode
This
of Planet
bird
Earth.
has one more problem. The evil hawk is gonna come and eat it. That was on Face of Fur 2. Kim
Yeah,
just got super
Yeah, I
sad.
remember another episode from Planet Earth where there were elephants, and like one of them, like the baby elephant got sick and left the troop of elephants,
The herd.
and the mom just like kind of left her there. It was so sad.
Speaking
That
of
is so
elephants,
sad.
I'm about to
I've
pull
also
a
seen
CJ.
things like
Aw.
like I've seen a polar bear eat a baby seal.
You've seen it in
Yeah.
person?
Well, not in person on a documentary, but literally just like polar bear just walks up to the baby seal and it's just like nom, just
So-
picks it up.
I can't remember if we watched this in school, but wasn't there like something stuck on an iceberg and then the killer whales like break the iceberg so that it's easier to get in?
Yeah, that's
Probably
what
a
we
seal
saw.
or penguins.
Yeah, I watched a documentary at school about like curing viruses and stuff with antibiotics, and the guy, the narrator, was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Is that how you got out of that?
Oh, I have a fun fact, a CJ style. Fun fact: elephants communicate by stomping, and it creates a super low frequency as a warning for other elephants that there's trouble.
Your
I
CJ
listened.
style fun fact.
Well,
My favorite episode of Planet Earth, there were like giraffes and they were fighting. They were
Oh, yeah,
fighting
I
with
saw
their
that
necks.
one.
They were like just whacking each
Sword
other
fighting
with
with
their
their
necks. They were just like waving around and whacking each other with their heads.
Actually, my
sword
favorite,
fighting.
my favorite episode of Planet Earth is probably the one with islands because you just get to see the two Komodo dragons fighting each other, and apparently their tail, like getting hit with its tail, is about the same as being hit with a sledgehammer, and they're just like whipping their tails around like it's nothing. Because Komodo dragons just don't care. And they do all kinds of things that would, in theory, be detrimental to their health without any care for it. Because like, one thing that they do is, oftentimes Komodo dragons, when they're in the process of eating, like other Komodo dragons will come up and steal the food right out of their mouth. Because that's what they do. But so what Komodo dragons will do is they'll have the food in their mouth, they'll open their mouth, and just sprint into a tree to shove the food down their throat. In the process, breaking the tree. Just because and like oftentimes harming themselves and like breaking parts of their own bones and stuff, just because they don't want their food getting